You've been fooled more times than you realize. Not because you're weak, not because you're stupid, but because nobody ever taught you how to watch people properly. You were taught to be trusting. You were taught to give people the benefit of the doubt. You were taught that judging others is wrong. So you walk through life with your eyes half closed. You see the smile, but you miss the hand behind the back. You hear the kind words, but you miss the small lie in the tone. You feel the warmth, but you miss the calculation behind it. And every time you get hurt, you wonder how you didn't see it coming. Here's the truth nobody tells you. The signs were always there. The patterns were always showing. The warnings were sitting right in front of you. You just weren't trained to see them. Most people are not bad, but many people are not what they show you. They wear faces, they wear voices, they wear behaviors that are not real. And the moment you learn how to watch them properly, the world stops being a mystery and becomes a movie you've already read the script of. Machiavelli once wrote, "Men, in general, judge more by their eyes than by their hands, because everyone can see, but few can truly perceive." That single line carries the whole truth of how power and survival work in this world. Most people look, very few see, and the ones who actually see are the ones who never get fooled. What you're about to learn are 8 skills nobody taught you in school, but they shape everything in your life. Who you trust, who you let close, who you give your time to, who fools you, who protects you. These 8 skills are the foundation of how the sharpest minds read the people around them every single day. They don't guess, they don't hope, they observe. And once you build these skills, your eyes change. You start catching things that used to slip past you. A small look, a small pause, a small gap in someone's story. You'll feel a manipulator before they finish their first sentence. You'll notice a betrayal long before it happens. You'll know who is real and who is performing within the first few minutes of meeting them. Now hear me clearly. This has nothing to do with becoming suspicious of everyone. Suspicion eats you from inside. Observation does the opposite. It calms you down. It makes the world easier to handle because you finally see it for what it really is. Suspicion shakes you. Observation steadies you. Number 1. Watch what people do, not what they say. This is the first and most important skill. Most people listen to words. Smart people watch actions. Words are cheap. Anyone can say anything. Saying, "I care about you," takes 2 seconds. Saying, "I'm honest," takes 1 second. Saying, "I would never lie to you," takes barely any effort at all. But actions? Actions cost time, energy, and choice. And that's why actions tell the truth that words can hide. Here's how this skill works in real life. Forget what someone tells you. Watch what they actually do. Do they say they'll show up and then don't? Watch that. Do they say they support you and then go silent when you need them? Watch that. Do they say they're sorry but keep doing the same thing? Watch that. Do they say they're loyal but speak about other people behind their backs? Watch that very carefully. Because anyone who can talk about others behind their backs can talk about you behind yours. Machiavelli wrote, "Promises given in times of comfort are forgotten when times of need arrive." He understood that almost everyone makes promises easily, but very few keep them when keeping them costs something. That's the test. Watch what people do when it costs them something. That's where their real character lives. Stop. Notice this clearly. You don't need to confront anyone. You don't need to argue with them. You don't need to expose their lies. You just need to watch. And once you start watching, the truth shows itself. The person who says they care but never checks on you, that's information. The person who says they'd help anytime but is always too busy, that's information. The person who claims to be your friend but always disappears when you're going through something hard, that's information. None of this requires drama. It just requires open eyes. Here's the rule. Stop trusting words. Start trusting patterns. A single action might be random, but the pattern is the truth. If someone keeps doing the same thing over and over, that is who they are. Not who they say they are, not who they claim to be. The pattern is the person, and once you see the pattern, you will never get fooled by the words again. That's the first skill. Trust the pattern, not the promise. But the second skill is something most people completely miss, because it doesn't show up in what people say, it shows up in what they refuse to say. Number 2. Watch what people avoid saying. This skill is sharper than the first one, because it's not about what people do or say. It's about what they don't say, what they dodge, what they skip, what they suddenly get quiet about. Pay attention to this. When you ask someone a simple question and they give you a strange answer, that's information. When you bring up a topic and they immediately change the subject, that's information. When you ask about their past and they get vague, that's information. When they avoid a name, a place, or a person, that's huge information. People often hide behind their words, but what they leave out tells you more than what they say. Imagine someone telling you a long story about their day, hours of detail, lots of words, but somehow the most important part is missing. Maybe they tell you where they went, but skip who they were with. Maybe they tell you what they did, but skip why. That missing piece is not random. The brain protects what feels risky, so when someone skips over something, it usually means that something matters. Machiavelli wrote, "He who hides part of the truth hides the most important part." He understood that the lie is rarely in what is said. The lie usually lives in what is left out. Stop and notice this in your own life. Think about someone you felt suspicious about. Now think about what they always seem to avoid talking about. There's almost always a gap, a topic they dodge, a question they never answer directly, a part of their life they keep in shadow. That gap is the most useful piece of information you have about them. The skill is not to confront them about it. The skill is to simply notice it. Make a mental note, watch the pattern, and let your awareness build slowly without them ever knowing you're watching. Here's the rule. Listen for the silence inside the conversation. Most people speak to fill space. They throw out lots of words. But the silence between the words, the topics they walk around carefully, that's where the truth is hiding. Once you train yourself to hear the silence, you stop being fooled by the noise. That's the second skill. The truth is usually in what they don't say. But the third skill goes even deeper, because it asks you to ignore the face entirely and look at something most people never think to study. Number 3. Watch how they treat people who can't help them. This skill alone can save you from a lifetime of bad relationships. Almost everyone behaves well in front of people they need. They smile, they listen, they're polite, they seem warm. But that behavior is a performance. It's how they want to be seen. To find out who they really are, you have to watch how they treat people who can't do anything for them. Watch how they treat the waiter. Watch how they treat the cleaner. Watch how they treat the cashier. Watch how they treat the older person in the line. Watch how they treat someone they think is below them. Watch how they speak to strangers when no one important is watching. That is the real person. The version they show to people they need is a mask. The version they show to people they don't need is the truth. Here's why this matters. The way someone treats people they can't use shows you exactly how they'll treat you the moment you stop being useful to them. If they're impatient with the waiter today, they'll be impatient with you tomorrow when you need patience. If they speak rudely to a stranger today, they'll speak rudely to you when their mood drops. If they look down on people with less, they'll look down on you the moment you have less. Machiavelli wrote, "The man who shows respect only to those who serve him reveals the soul of one who can never truly respect anyone." He understood that respect that is earned by usefulness is not respect. It's a transaction, and transactions end. Stop. Pay attention to this. Some of the most charming people you've ever met are the worst people behind the scenes. They've trained themselves to perform kindness. But performance has limits. They can only hold the mask for so long, and the mask always slips when they're around someone they don't see as important. That slip is the most honest moment they will ever show you. Here's the rule. The next time you meet someone new, watch them with 3 people. Watch them with you. Watch them with someone they want to impress. And watch them with someone they don't care about. The third one is where the truth lives. If the kindness is real, it stays the same with everyone. If the kindness is fake, it disappears the moment there's nothing to gain. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I see who they really are. That's the third skill. The mask falls when there's no one to perform for. But the fourth skill is one of the most powerful tools in observation, because it lets you read someone's true feelings, even when they think they're hiding them perfectly. Number 4. Watch the body, not the mouth. Words can lie. The body almost never can. People can train their voice. They can practice their smile. They can rehearse their answers. But the body leaks the truth in tiny ways most people miss. This skill is about learning to read those leaks. Here's what to look for. When someone says something positive, but their body looks tense, the body is telling the truth. When someone says they're fine but their shoulders are tight, the shoulders are telling the truth. When someone says they trust you but they keep their distance, the distance is telling the truth. When someone smiles with their mouth but their eyes stay cold, the eyes are telling the truth. The body always tells the real story. Some specific things to watch. Watch the eyes. Real warmth lives in the eyes. A fake smile only moves the mouth. A real smile moves the muscles around the eyes too. If the eyes don't move, the smile is a costume. Watch the hands. People often touch their face, their neck, or their hair when they feel uncomfortable. If someone keeps touching their face while they answer your question, something is going on under the surface. Watch the feet. Even when people lie with their face, their feet often point toward where they really want to go. If someone is talking to you but their feet are pointed at the door, part of them already wants to leave. Watch the breathing. People who feel calm breathe slowly and deeply. People who are nervous or hiding something often have shallow, faster breathing without realizing it. Machiavelli wrote, "The face speaks the lie. The body whispers the truth to those who know how to listen." He understood that careful observation is one of the most powerful tools a person can carry. Most people speak with their mouths, but everyone speaks with their body, whether they want to or not. Stop. Picture this. Someone tells you everything is fine between them and you, but their voice has dropped, their arms are crossed. They're not making eye contact the way they used to. Their answers are short. Which signal do you trust, the words or the body? Always trust the body. The body never lies. The body just tells the truth before the mouth is ready to. Here's the rule. The next time you talk to someone, listen with your eyes as much as your ears. Watch the whole person, not just the words coming out. Once you train yourself to do this, you will catch lies in real time without anyone ever knowing you're reading them. That's the fourth skill. Read the body to hear the truth. But the fifth skill might be the most useful one of all, because it teaches you to notice something that happens in less than a second, and that 1 second reveals more than an entire conversation. Number 5. Watch the first reaction, not the recovery. Here's a powerful truth most people don't know. When something unexpected happens, every person has two reactions. The first reaction is real, the second reaction is controlled. The first reaction lasts maybe half a second. It happens before the brain has time to think. Then, the brain catches up and replaces the first reaction with what the person wants you to see. That second reaction is the performance. The first reaction is the truth. Your job is to learn to catch the first reaction. Here's how this looks in real life. Tell someone good news about yourself. Watch the very first thing that happens on their face before they smile. Sometimes you'll catch a flash of envy, a flash of irritation, or a flash of disappointment that lasts only a moment before it's replaced with a fake smile. That flash is the truth about how they really feel about your success. Tell someone bad news. Watch the very first reaction. Sometimes you'll catch a flash of something that looks too close to satisfaction before they put on a concerned face. That flash tells you how they really see you. Tell someone something surprising. Watch their face for the first quarter of a second. People who are honest with you show their real reaction. People who are hiding something often show no reaction at all, which is itself a sign. Real reactions are immediate. Performed reactions take a small pause. That pause is where the brain decides what face to show you. Machiavelli wrote, "The truest face a man wears is the one before he remembers he is being watched." He understood that humans are good at controlling their face once they remember to. But almost no one is fast enough to control the first half second. Stop. Think about this in your own life. Have you ever told someone news and felt like their reaction was off, even though they said the right words? You probably caught a micro-reaction, a flash before the mask. Your gut noticed it, even if your mind didn't have words for it yet. That gut feeling is observation, working at high speed. Trust it. Here's the rule. Train yourself to look at faces during the first half second. The moment you say something, the moment they hear something surprising, the moment they're caught off guard. That tiny window before they recover is where the real person lives. Once you start catching first reactions, you will see things in people they don't even know they're showing. That's the fifth skill. The first half second tells the truth, but the sixth skill steps back from individual moments and teaches you to read something even bigger, the full pattern of how someone moves through life. Number 6. Watch their patterns with other people. Almost everyone forgets one simple truth. The way someone treated the people before you is how they will eventually treat you. People do not change as much as they think they do. They do not magically become different with new people. Their patterns travel with them everywhere they go. If you want to know how someone will treat you in the future, look at how they've treated others in the past. Watch the pattern. Has every old friend of theirs become toxic in their story? That's a pattern. If everyone in their past is a bad person, according to them, the common factor is them. Has every relationship of theirs ended in betrayal? That's a pattern. If every partner cheated, lied, or used them, the math becomes suspicious. Have they cut off many people in their life with no real reason? That's a pattern. People who cut others off easily will cut you off easily too. Have they spoken badly about everyone they used to be close to? That's a pattern. People who trash their old circle will trash you the moment you become an old circle. Drop. Look at this carefully. People love to act like every story before you was someone else's fault. They paint themselves as the victim in every chapter of their past. But if the same story keeps happening with different people, the story is not about the other people, the story is about them. They are the only common piece in every chapter. Machiavelli wrote, "The way a man treated those who came before is the way he will treat those who come after." He understood that human nature does not switch off and on. People show you who they are over time, and the past if you study it carefully, is a perfect map of the future. Here's the rule. When you meet someone new, ask about their past relationships gently, not to judge, not to interrogate, just to listen. Listen to how they talk about old friends. Listen to how they explain old breakups. Listen to how they describe people who hurt them. If they take no responsibility for anything, that is a red flag bigger than any single behavior. Because someone who has never been wrong in their past will never admit they are wrong with you in the future. Here's the deeper layer. Don't just listen to the words, watch the pattern. If 3 different people have walked away from this person in the same way, that's not an accident, that's a sign. People drift away from the same patterns over and over. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I read the past to see the future. That's the 6th skill. Patterns from the past predict patterns for the future. But the 7th skill changes everything, because it teaches you to do something that almost no one does. Stay quiet long enough to actually see clearly. Number 7. Watch from silence. Most people lose information because they talk too much. The moment someone meets a new person, they start sharing their job, their dreams, their problems, their opinions. They give and give and give. And while they're busy giving, they're not watching, they're not listening, they're not catching the signals. They're filling the air with their own noise. Smart people do the opposite. They become quiet. They let the other person talk. They ask short questions and then listen. They notice every detail. They watch the body. They listen to the patterns. They store small bits of information without saying a word. By the end of the conversation, the quiet person knows 10 times more about the other person than the other person knows about them. That is a massive power shift. Information is leverage. The less someone knows about you, the harder you are to play. The more you know about them, the better you can protect yourself. Machiavelli wrote, "He who listens, learns. He who speaks too much, reveals." He understood that silence is one of the most powerful tools a person can carry. Most people fear silence. They feel pressure to fill it. They feel awkward when no one is talking, so they start sharing. And the moment they share, they hand information to the other person. Stop. Picture this. You meet someone new. Within minutes, you've told them about your job, your goals, your relationship, your worries, and your big plans. They've told you almost nothing. Now they have a complete file on you. You have an empty file on them. If they have bad intentions, they now have everything they need. You have nothing. That's a losing position. Now flip it. You meet someone new. You ask simple questions and listen carefully. You smile, but you don't overshare. You let them fill the silence. They tell you about their job, their problems, their views, their plans, their drama. By the end of the conversation, you know more about them than they know about you. If they have bad intentions, you'll see them coming long before they can act. Here's the rule. From now on, when you meet someone new, become a watcher first and a talker second. Let the other person reveal themselves before you reveal anything. People who are honest with their words will eventually show it through action and patience. People who have something to hide will get uncomfortable when you don't overshare. Watch both responses. Both tell you something important. Here's the deeper layer. Silence is not just about saying less. It's about being fully present while saying less. Listening completely. Watching the small details. Noticing the things that fly past most people. Silence is observation in its highest form. That's the 7th skill. Stay silent long enough to actually see clearly. But the 8th and final skill ties everything together, because it teaches you to use everything you've watched in the only way that actually protects you. Number 8. Watch yourself watching them. This is the final and most important skill. Because watching others is only half of awareness. The other half is watching yourself. Most people make a huge mistake. They see all the red flags. They notice all the patterns. They catch all the small signs that something is off. But then, they ignore everything they saw because they want the person to be different. They want to be liked. They want to feel safe. They want the situation to work out, so they pretend not to see what they clearly saw. This is where most people get fooled. Not because they couldn't see, but because they refuse to act on what they saw. To use observation properly, you have to watch your own mind too. You have to notice when you're tricking yourself. When you're making excuses for someone, when you're explaining away a red flag, when you're choosing comfort over truth, here's how to do this. When you notice a red flag in someone, pause. Ask yourself one question. Am I going to take this seriously, or am I going to bury it because facing it is uncomfortable? Most people bury it. They tell themselves things like, maybe I'm overthinking, maybe I'm being paranoid, maybe I'm wrong about them, maybe they had a bad day. These are not insights. These are excuses your mind is making because the truth feels heavy. Machiavelli wrote, "He who sees the danger and walks toward it anyway deserves what comes next." He understood that knowing is not the same as acting. Knowledge without action is the same as ignorance. It just feels smarter. Stop. Be honest with yourself. How many times in your life have you seen a red flag and walked toward the person anyway? How many times has someone shown you exactly who they were and you stayed because you wanted them to be different? How many times has your gut warned you and you ignored it? That's the danger. You don't get fooled because you can't see. You get fooled because you refuse to see clearly. The skill of watching yourself is what makes the other 7 skills actually work. Without it, observation is just collection. You gather information and do nothing with it. With it, observation becomes protection. Here's the rule. Every time you notice something concerning about a person, write it down in your head. Don't argue with it. Don't explain it away. Don't soften it. Just acknowledge it. Then, watch what happens next. If the concerning pattern keeps showing up, trust what you saw. Don't wait for proof loud enough to wake the whole town. The small signs are the proof. They were trying to tell you something from the beginning. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I act on what I see. That's the 8th and final skill. Watching others is useless if you can't watch yourself. Now, at the end, watch what they do, not what they say. Watch what they avoid saying. Watch how they treat people who can't help them. Watch the body, not the mouth. Watch the first reaction, not the recovery. Watch their patterns with other people. Watch from silence. Watch yourself watching them. Each skill is a layer of protection. Together, they make you the kind of person who never gets fooled, the kind of person who sees clearly, the kind of person who reads the room before anyone says a word. Now, look at how these skills connect. They all share one secret. They all require slowing down. The world fools people because it moves fast. People rush into trust. People rush into friendships. People rush into business deals. People rush into relationships. And in that rush, they miss the signals. The slower you go with new people, the more you see. The more you see, the safer you become. Time is your best friend in the art of watching. Almost every manipulator depends on speed. They want to rush you. They want you to feel pressure. They want you to commit before you've had time to study them. Don't. Take your time. Let people show themselves. The honest ones will respect your patience. The dishonest ones will get frustrated and reveal who they really are. Pause. Look at what you've learned. You're not becoming paranoid. You're becoming awake. There's a huge difference between fearing everyone and observing everyone. Fear shrinks you. Observation expands you. The fearful person hides from people. The watchful person walks calmly toward them, sees who they are, and decides what to do next from a place of strength. If this video has hit something deep, support the channel. Hit that like button so more people who need this awareness can find it. Share this with someone who keeps getting hurt by people they didn't see clearly. Subscribe if you want more strategies for living calmer, smarter, and harder to fool. Now let's talk about what this awareness gives you. First, it gives you peace. The constant anxiety of wondering who to trust starts to fade because you no longer need to guess. You can actually see. Second, it gives you better people. The moment you start watching, the wrong people slowly fall away from your life. They feel that you're not easy to fool anymore. They get uncomfortable. They drift toward easier targets. And in their place, real people start showing up. The kind who pass the tests of time, action, and consistency. Third, it gives you control. You stop reacting to surprises because there are fewer surprises. You saw the storm coming weeks before it hit. You saw the betrayal before it happened. You saw the change in someone before they even noticed it themselves. That kind of foresight is what keeps you ahead of the game. Fourth, it gives you respect. People sense when someone is watching carefully. They behave better around watchful people. They think twice before lying. They think twice before disrespecting. Because they know somehow, instinctively, that this person sees more than they're letting on. But there's also a cost. The cost is that you can't unsee what you've seen. Once you train your eyes to read people, you will see things in people you used to call friends. You will see games you used to call love. You will see patterns you used to call random. And some of what you see will hurt, because you'll realize that some people you trusted were never really who they pretended to be. That's the cost of clarity. Knowing the truth feels heavier than being fooled, but it's a price worth paying, because once you know the truth, you can protect yourself. You can choose better. You can finally surround yourself with people who match the energy you give. Machiavelli left behind one final piece of advice that holds the whole point of this video. He wrote, "He who keeps his eyes open in a world full of masks is the only one who walks free." That is the heart of it. The world is full of masks, friendly masks, loving masks, loyal masks, helpful masks. Some masks are real, many are not. And the only way to walk free is to keep your eyes open. Always, quietly, calmly, without paranoia, without drama, just open. Look at people the way a calm river looks at the trees. Without judgment, without rush, just clear, steady, honest seeing. That kind of watching is power, real power, the kind nobody can take from you. The kind that protects your peace for the rest of your life. So watch. Watch their actions. Watch their silences. Watch their patterns. Watch how they treat people who can't help them. Watch the body. Watch the first reaction. Watch the past. Watch from silence. And, most importantly, watch yourself. Because the person who watches everyone, including themselves, never gets fooled by anyone. And now drop this final line in the comments. I see clearly now. Say it like a promise. Like a rule you live by. From this moment forward, you are no longer easy to play. You are no longer easy to fool. You are no longer easy to read. You are the calm watcher in the room. The one who sees what others miss. The one who protects themselves not through fear, but through awareness. Walk lighter. Walk smarter. And remember, the world will fool you only as long as you refuse to watch.